Hello and welcome back to NooBTooB, the weekly, not highly inconsistent, very unpredictable, once every year or two.
Or two, in this case,
is episode 236 of NooBTooB, a podcast about video games whenever we feel like doing it.
Yes.
I am one of your hosts, Tobin.
And I am Yuzo, and we're here to talk about a lot of stuff that we've been checking out over the past couple of days, and we're at PAX together. That's why we're in the same city, able to record. We're going to talk about a bunch of games at PAX and a bunch of the games that we've been playing over a little while.
Yeah,
as well as covering other stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So we went in. I flew in last night from Washington D.C. I live out there now. Yuzo lives out here in Seattle.
That's right.
And I came in last night, and we spent the entire day wandering on the floor at PAX. And you actually spent the entire weekend wandering the floor at PAX with your brood.
Yes, my brood. I was only on Sunday, only for a couple of hours. Because it's a little crazy with a 4 and a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we checked out a bunch of stuff on Sunday. That was for the kids. On Friday, I spent a lot of day just kind of scoping things out. But Sunday, we were like just playing games.
Yeah.
And waiting in line. So
yeah, there's a lot of lines.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. There was a ridiculous amount of lines.
Yeah. So this is like the year of VR, right?
Yes.
Like now we're seeing VR all over the place on the floor. You actually have a Vive at home, right? Like you've been investing in it. Yeah. I've been waiting for PSVR.
Which is an interesting choice.
Well, I mean, it's a funny choice, but so I was in Japan earlier this year, and I got to demo PSVR at a technology museum, and I was just totally sold on it. Like I loved the immersion of it, and
it's really comfortable.
You've been telling me about yours for a while.
I'm just saying, I got to compare like all three today. We tried the Oculus with Touch, the Vive, which I already own, and the PSVR. So definitely have opinions on that. But yeah, what do you think? I mean, we're gonna actually probably cover some of the VR games first. But like, what's your just general take on the three that you tried?
So what I've seen so far is I felt like the Sony, the PSVR, and the Vive were equivalent in kind of quality and reactiveness, and the Vive was a little bit better graphics.
Okay.
And then the Oculus, to me, I was telling you about this before. I was having a really hard time getting it to not be fuzzy. Like I felt like it was the most finicky of all the three.
So it was kind of.
I would just keep like moving it back and forth to try and get it to focus.
Gotcha. Yeah. Sometimes with the comfort, because like essentially you really have to have it centered on your eyes to be able to keep the blurriness, at bay. But in terms of that, like after all your entire experience, like can you rank them? I'm still saying PSVR. What?
I'm saying PSVR because the ecosystem. The ecosystem's going to be fucking sick.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I know it's weird to predict this ahead of time, but I'm saying PSVR, Vive, Oculus.
Wow.
What are you saying?
I'm saying Vive.
Yeah.
PSVR, Oculus. Yeah, because and a couple of reasons. So I have the Vive, and really, unless you have the room scale, which is really being able to go into like an 8 by 10 foot space, you're not walking around, right? With Oculus Touch, we had this little circle that we couldn't really go outside.
Yeah.
Of. PlayStation, we had to sit down like in front of everything.
That's a big downside.
And once you actually start playing these games where you're able to walk around and just kind of pick up stuff and all that, it really just makes huge immersion for me. So Vive was clearly like better.
Well, I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if you asked me a year from now if I would flip those top two, right? Because I mean, like, as of right now, I'm excited for the PlayStation games, but the experience of being able to like completely have a room. Like eventually, we're going to get into a place where you like feel like you are completely in a room. Every object is touchable.
It's a metaverse. It's the holodeck. But I think once we actually get to that point, the thing that for the PSVR that I put it slightly above the Oculus is that the ecosystem, right? Like they have 50 games at launch,
huge,
which is huge. Yeah. And they're going to be real games. Like we saw with Double Fine, we saw a bunch of other folks doing stuff. Which we're going to talk about.
I've played some games that weren't here at PAX. We played a game called The Heist. Some other stuff in Japan. So I mean, I think we're going to get really hit with this kind of just really nice, healthy ecosystem, and people are going to riff off of that for years to come, right? Like, so PSVR is going to have a lot of stuff going on. But let's talk about some of the stuff we saw.
Yeah. So let's start off, and we're going to hopefully talk over the video. Let us know again in the comments or in the stream if everything works out.
We're going to blow you guys' goddamn minds right now.
It's crazy.
We have entered 2016, and we're
with Twitch technology.
This is not us sitting in my kitchen anymore. Recording shit. Now we can drop in videos live like the kids do.
Yeah, like the kids. So check this out. Bam.
All right.
So what are we seeing here?
So right now this is us with cowbots
and aliens.
And aliens.
This was me playing.
Yeah. So
wow, my hair is completely screwed up.
This is kind of an interesting setup here, right?
Yeah.
Where there was this dude. I think that obviously
it's a one-on-one game,
it's supposed to be a one-on-one game, but there was a dude that was one of their employees just standing in the corner, just wrecking fools.
Oh yeah.
And just kind of playing with people. But it was two people kind of running around like in an old saloon, and you could pick up guns, you could pick up bottles, you could pick up chairs, throw everything at each other. So it's kind of like an old west gun battle.
Yeah, you kind of see like it actually had a very, very small area to walk in. They actually didn't. So that was the thing. So I'll go back.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. So you kind of saw the video, and actually, while that's talking, I'll switch the video to when you're playing. But you have this little kind of like corral, essentially, that you can stand in, and then everything else was teleporting. So it's your standard Vive sort of, what is it, locomotion, and then you have two guns that you can go and reload and shoot, and like...
You're a very active VR player, so Yuzo's dumbass was like stumbling around, like tripping over the barriers. That I wish that I had that on video.
I know,
but you got him though. You wrecked him.
I did.
But it was just really funny because it is a very interesting experience to put these VR goggles on because
I'm showing the video now. What are you playing?
I mean, most of you guys have probably tried this at this point, but some of you haven't. But I mean, once you put on those goggles, the world is gone, and all of your senses are betraying you because you're in a space that is not real anymore, and you can step on things, you can tangle yourself in cords,
you can trip over crowds.
There are going to be YouTube videos of people punching each other in the face. There's going to be children injured and dogs kicked. Like
it's pretty ridiculous. Like, look, you're kind of like moving around and kind of doing that. But what nice was like the guy. He obviously was an employee. He was like going easy on everybody, and he was fucking with Tobin like really like crazy.
Oh my God.
He was starting to juggle the guns and like he gave him to him. Tobin dropped him. He picked him up, gave it back to him. What do you call it?
I said I don't need your pity guns. Your pity guns.
And then you actually did need the pity guns.
I did need the pity guns. That dude was. I mean, he's shooting people all day long. So yet again, this is one of those things that makes me a little bit nervous because it's one of those things where I play it and I'm like, that's a cool tech demo.
Yeah.
I could give a shit about playing this game. Like I'm not gonna buy that game and
not for like $20
gun battles. Like this. There's a lot of games right now in VR that I feel like are show your parents what VR is. Show your friends what VR is.
Here, sit down. Let me open up a new world. And it's just like a little tech demo, but like this is why I'm excited about Sony, right? Like once they get some real game developers making really good games, then you're going to see some cool stuff. But right now, the install base isn't there yet. I think there's maybe like tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 devices. You can't make money off that.
No.
Right? So you're not going to get any of the Squeenixes or any of those really making stuff for a little while.
So this is all the bleeding edge shit, right?
Yeah.
But as we move down this list, we kind of did these in quality order, right? So what the games that we're talking about here, they got better and better, and there are games near the end of our list that start to be things where I'm like, I could sit down and play for 8 hours, right? Like there's stuff that's coming out that's already of the quality.
Can you imagine the ring around your face? Oh my God. When you had that?
That's going to be like a whole thing. It's like people are going to be making little face masks to protect your face.
They had them on the table. Do you see the blue ones around the thing?
I did like the little like
they were like little like panties for your face. You can kind of put them in front of the thing, and it's supposed to like be sanitary and somehow.
VR panties. God, I wish that I'd like just had a shot of me just wearing the VR panties on my face.
You can be like a VR bandit.
Oh God. Okay, so the next one up was Luna.
Yeah. So while you can like kind of.
So this is like halfway to a game, right? So the other one was a tech demo. Luna is kind of a puzzle game where you are in this world and you're supposed to be putting constellations back together again.
Yep.
Yet again, more of a tech demo than a game.
It's a little bit. We'll kind of show a little bit of it here. Like Tobin's sort of playing it, and it's using Oculus and Oculus Touch.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see like it's going for the arty thing, where here like Tobin has sort of gone through this really, really basic puzzle of just moving things to a certain area. Right. But then afterwards, you can actually start planting trees and kind of throwing little lily pads down. You make this little beautiful little ecosystem, and then you go in it, which is kind of interesting.
And it makes you realize that this is very ripe for things like SimCity.
That would be
simulation
awesome.
games like this, where it's like if you can fly over your town like a god and just be dropping shit wherever you want, like that's cool, right? I mean that'll kind of give you a much more immersive atmosphere than just sitting on a flat screen.
Yeah, I don't know like if I want to be playing it for like a long time, like
where
you know what I mean? I'm picking
things.
stuff up. I get a little tired. It's just like it gets a little crazy, but I can totally imagine. I don't know if you play City Skyline or any of those other ones, but exactly what you're talking about. If you can start, updating and changing your city or doing whatever you want, it's going to really be nice.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
really
I think
distracting.
I think that it's coming, and they did a nice job with the Oculus, where you actually had like little claw hands. You could actually see where your hands were, which
like
is
the
a nice.
touch.
It's a nice touch. It is a nice touch, because otherwise you're just kind of rays are coming off your fingers or something. But it's like it's nice to actually feel where your hands are.
How do you like the comfort of the Oculus Touch? You know, the joysticks with the Vive.
The Oculus handsets were nice.
I really like the touch. Like
Oculus,
it felt nice.
You forgot it was in your hand, which is exactly what you want, right? You want it to just kind of become an extension of yourself.
Yeah, but the Vive, controllers, like I have them. You're like, there's these huge, monstrous things where you're going around, you're hitting things. So I really like the touch. But again, like what put Oculus really down the list right now is that you don't get the room scale, right? You have two cameras that are sitting, pointing at you.
Yeah.
And so you have the sphere of about this big to move and manipulate things. The moment you turn around, it goes away. A lot of these other things go away. So I know with Oculus, they do plan on having more cameras or more ways to be able to do it, but you're not running around ducking, crawling on the ground in some cases, right?
Yeah.
So, that's where it puts it.
So I got to say, one thing I was actually disappointed at, did not see any VR porn on the floor today.
Dude, that's a different show.
But I mean, there should have been like a corner with the. I mean, I guess they never have adult
GDC,
games
not PAX.
At PAX, but it's just like I want to know what the state of the art is with that. Like, I'm super curious as a gamer.
For research
for
purposes.
science only, but I mean, like, now that I've seen what this looks like with the gestures, with being able to move around in 360 degrees, like, we always talk about porn as a driver for new technologies.
Yes.
I'm just super curious what they're doing with that.
So I can tell you some of the things. There's some very interesting demos of body scanning. For example, that I've seen before, that they actually have 3D models that you can walk completely around.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's weird because it's kind of straddling the medical and the porn sort of layer. You know, you're looking like, that's pretty real, right? But then it's just like, okay, so there's definitely things about the presence that are interesting, but I don't, like, obviously PAX isn't going to be the show, but did you hear about in Japan, the adult VR convention sold out?
Of course it did. Of course it did.
So there will be a market. Japan will lead the way.
I wonder if there's video out there from the.
Dude, have you seen that? Have you heard of haptics?
Yeah.
You know that little kind of weird, it's a white base and it's got this thing. It's the Falcon Novant or something like that, and it's got this. It's basically just completely motorized.
Yeah.
So it gives you full haptic thing.
Really.
So that, like, again, if you watch all the Japanese things, they're putting stuff on it.
Oh, shit.
And then syncing the haptic with the motion. It's just like,
okay.
It's
all right.
Yeah, it goes everywhere.
I'll go look that up later.
Yes, later.
So the next one up is Korix. This is the first game that we played that I think is a real game.
It is super real game.
This was so Yuzo and I were doing Korix co-op. So this video, unfortunately, is
the end.
So let me jump forward to the end of this story, which, if you look at this video, I'm dead.
Yeah, he's already talking about, I had this amazing base. This is a tower defense game on PSVR, and you got to put walls, and you got to put towers and all this stuff. And the red guys are coming and attacking your base, which you can kind of see there. And I'm like waving bye-bye to my base right now. You're like, I'm looking, and I'm like, why are these red guys coming from the other side? And I look over, and Tobin's just like,
boom, there's your base.
Nothing
Fuck
there.
you.
Oh, man. So it was set to a too high difficulty, definitely.
So how this works was you're kind of two floating gods. It's very reminiscent of StarCraft, honestly. Like at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
You're sending dudes out to gather resources. You're using those resources to build walls, build anti-aircraft, build lasers, build whatever. And then the enemy is sending waves of enemies at you. And then Yuzo and I were trying to defend ourselves against that. And you can kind of build over and protect each other. You can kind of build towards the base and. It was actually super fun.
It was pretty good because not only do you have the tower defense where you can build the walls and you can put stuff on top, but you can also send troops, which I think is different, right? You don't usually see that in tower defense where you're sending your own waves. So I thought that was really cool. But I think what happened was after you played a long time, the enemy base got harder and harder.
We didn't know that. We thought so. This game very much rewards people that do quick attack, right? You want to go and wipe out the enemy. We were both kind of turtling up over here,
a little bit,
building our bases, kind of doing the old school RTS thing, and the enemy just fucked us. It was
just no contest.
Uncomfortable,
and it was just hilarious because like even if we did all that, it still like the guys who were before us, it's like a dad and his kid. Like he won because he would just basically went straight for the base.
Yep.
But yeah, it's super exciting. I think it's an actual game.
And what's cool is there's a mode 4-player versus. So
that's
they
right.
were telling
Versus
us
in
when this
co-op.
comes out. So I mean, not only are you going to be able to have co-op, but I mean, it's going to be 4 people kind of setting up their bases and doing full-on attacks. I mean, this is going to be a big thing. I think that's going to be one of the more popular games when this comes out. They didn't give us a firm release date. They're basically
said Q4 or Q1
sometime,
for PSVR, and they said it will be a timed exclusive, so they'll go over to basically Oculus and the other ones next year.
Next year. Yeah.
So good stuff. So that's VR at PAX. Basically, I think they're right. They have the whole western floor, 4th floor, completely set up for VR.
Yep.
Oculus, Gear VR, and Vive.
Yep. The last one.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
We have one. So we didn't get video of this, but I really just wanted to mention it because.
What's the full name of that? Do you remember what it was?
Psychonauts. Blah blah blah.
It's
basically Psychonauts 1.5.
Yes.
So what they're doing is they're
Rhombus in the Rhombus of Ruin.
Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin. So what they're doing is they're kind of getting people hyped up for Psychonauts 2. They're putting their toe in the water of VR. And what's cool is if you think about it, what a perfect venue for Psychonauts.
Yeah.
Something where you control things with your mind, so now you can kind of do gestures, you can do telekinesis, you can move stuff around, you can kind of point at people and pop between brains, and then you're in their point of view.
Yeah, and like I couldn't quite figure out what the game part of it was, because you definitely move around, you can kind of see from their view, but like there wasn't much interactivity.
No, and I made it a point. I went to the Psychonauts guys, and I'm like, is this a game?
Yeah,
and they're like, yes, there's multiple scenes, there's goals, there's an end game.
Okay.
So they promised me that there was a game there, other than just the tech demo just looked like a tech demo, but
it was pretty polished though, right?
It was. It looked really good. They got all the voices from Psychonauts. If you're a big Psychonaut fan, like I am. There's video out there if you want to go take a look for it. They actually have a playthrough of it, and it looks super cool. So I think that's going to be a fun use of VR as well.
Yeah, my guess is that will likely be this year, because I think if we're going to have basically Sony PSVR in October, is that right? So like, have you put your order in yet?
I didn't think I needed to put my order in.
Come on, dude.
I was just like, I'm gonna walk into a GameStop and then just buy a PSVR. I figured they would just make too many of them, like they do every goddamn other thing.
Yeah.
And so
they did not.
Yeah, we were looking at this. When we were talking before, we were looking on Amazon and other stuff, and it was just like not in stock, not available.
Yep.
So I don't know if any of you guys have pre-ordered this or not. Let us know. But
you're gonna have to figure out how to get one though. If you can do like a midnight launch or something.
So when I get home, I'm gonna call a couple GameStops and see if I need to get on the list, because I would actually like to do this.
You want to get it at launch?
I would love to get it at launch.
Okay.
What a fun! I mean, it's one of the few things. Like, I don't usually get hyped up for new releases anymore. Like, I usually wait for a new console to have games that I want. This does. I think this has the games that I want to play at launch. So
cool. Well, no, super exciting. I'm gonna probably wait and see, because I already have a Vive, and I'm definitely having tons of fun with that. From my perspective, PSVR, like the resolution isn't as good. There's a couple other things. If there are some really killer exclusives, I'll definitely get it. But I'll probably have to like wait or wait till they pull.
I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Tell me which games to get.
Yeah.
So cool. So that is PAX at VR, and we saw at least a few other games that we'll talk, kind of quickly about.
Yeah.
What's the first one?
So the next one up is Just Shapes and Beats.
Hold on real quick.
So there is there's a game called Just Shapes and Beats, which is kind of like a co-op shmup.
There we go. You can see
so if you take a look, it's these 4 dudes. And it is a super hyper aggressive. So the four dots moving around. If they touch anything purple, they die.
Yep.
And you're about to see a lot of purple.
Yeah. And the thing that's sad about this, you can't hear the music. The music's fantastic. Yeah. They got really good like electronica, drop the bass type stuff, and it just mashes so well with what you're saying here.
When we were coming over, they're doing Mortal Kombat. It's like and they're actually doing like the little Mortal Kombat dudes, like Scorpion throwing shit out and killing people. So that was actually super cool.
Yeah, so you kind of see here, but like what I'm really excited about is a 4-player co-op. Yeah. You can do, it's perfect shmup. But also when you die, or one of your guys die, if you just touch the other one, then they come back to life. So there's this really interesting cooperative aspect with a shmup. Yeah. And if you die, everyone dies. You just go back to the last checkpoint.
Right.
So was that your face?
That was me being horrified, because I'm not usually a huge shmup fan, because they're very intense. Yes. But that looked like something I'd be totally down with. That looked pretty fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be on Steam pretty soon, but it's Just Shapes and Beats.
Yeah.
So again, the next one that we're talking about,
Cluster Truck.
Yeah, I took a video of that, right?
You did. This one I think is just more interesting than anything else. I guess
Well,
I couldn't tell if it was even fun or not.
So I played a fair bit of it,
Okay.
like on Friday. And so basically, here, let me just show you real quick. There's a bunch of trucks, and they're all really terrible drivers. And you need to jump on top of the trucks as they're moving to go to the goal.
Yeah.
And the controls are so terrible.
Yeah.
It's like QWOP, like really floaty, really whatever. So you're just failing constantly. And just something so funny about jumping on top of trucks.
Yeah.
That
it was
is
pretty
great.
funny. But you're right, though. When you say like QWOP, like part of me dies on the inside because I hate that game so much. It's just like games that are just like intentionally hard to control just like make me super sad. But I mean, this was actually hilarious. It was really funny, and this is the kind of thing that was actually fun to watch other people playing because you try over and over and over again. It's kind of like a Super Meat Boy meets Endless Runner sort of game.
Yeah, and I think it's alpha right now, so hopefully it'll be coming out pretty soon on Steam.
Yeah.
I think some folks may have alpha or not. That's what we're talking about. But I'm super excited. So keep it a cluster truck.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's more of a Yuzo game than a Tobin game.
But even then, it's just like it's gonna take me like 15 minutes when I'm done with it. So it's really just one of the games you bust out and watch other people play.
I almost wonder if they were like, if they're gonna just come out with like a VR version of it, like because that would be kind of a weird,
that'd be really
it'd be a little,
sick.
it's because it has that kind of tech demo feel of like a VR game. So
hopefully they have a lot of variety. We saw the levels. They had ones where you had to rotate in the middle of the air and other stuff. So maybe there's some game there. Hopefully
you've got the video for this next.
Yeah,
one.
I do. So I'll transition over to this one now. So this is let's actually look at the screen.
Look
Kingdom
at this.
Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. What the fuck is a prologue to the final chapter?
Come on,
really?
Like, also, don't do Roman numerals II.8.
Yeah,
now you're just messing with numerical systems.
Look at that face.
That is the correct response. Like Square Enix has gone too far with this naming. This is absolutely ridiculous.
I think were they responsible for having like 2 colons in one of their games?
Yeah,
like there was one that was pretty ridiculous. But as you can see, it's a new Kingdom Hearts game. It's I think it's the same character as Birth by Sleep, the girl Keymaster.
Yeah,
I didn't play. Did you play Birth by Sleep?
I did for like 2 hours. It doesn't. So all the gameplay that I've seen from Kingdom Hearts 3, like I'm not going to talk mad shit on Kingdom Hearts. Like this game looks beautiful.
It looks really pretty.
And it's
a bit of a brawler though.
It looks more brawlery. Like I love the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I couldn't tell if I was going to like this or not, but it looks really pretty.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see a good looking Kingdom Hearts games because what they were doing for a while with the minimalist Kingdom Hearts, where it's like just white worlds and you're just brawling endlessly.
Yeah, I think that we were seeing. When was the last time you played a Kingdom Hearts? It was on the Vita.
Vita.
Yeah. So it feels like the computational power that was available to us, like just couldn't really get as fancy. But if you look at this one looks really good.
It does.
I'm a little worried about the brawler aspects. It looks like I didn't like Birth by Sleep, and it was a little too much, and it doesn't look as good as any of the Platinum games that you typically see.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait and see on this one.
But don't name a game Final Chapter Prologue, you asshole.
So
that's just an insult to the language.
But that doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand.
And also they didn't have Kingdom Hearts 3 on the floor. Which I was really surprised
When
at.
is that coming out?
Well, but I mean, they don't have a date. But I mean, I didn't expect them to have it playable, but I expected there somewhere to be a screen where they're like, get hype, right? Like Kingdom Hearts 3.
But in the meantime, play 2.8 HD Final Prologue.
Here's a little teaser for you.
I don't know what the hell's going on with Squeenix these days. You look, and they're like, they don't have Kingdom Hearts 3. They had 2.8.
Yep.
They had World of Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 15, no set. Like, what? Like, it's weird.
No mention of Final Fantasy 7 either. They made such a big deal about, like, they played all those videos of like the gamers crying, tears of feels just running down their face. And I loved it. Like I got feels myself, like watching that. It was super cool. But tell us something. Like let us know like a year. Something like Final Fantasy VII Remake, I don't know, whatever. I
think they're going to take a while, because, I mean, you look, they have to redo all of the CG, they have to do all that stuff, so I know they're going to take some time. But they had that, and they had Dragon Quest VII expansion.
That was weird.
Which is weird, because we played 9 on the DS,
We played 9. They're going backwards in Dragon Quest. They're just, like, stepping backwards through the Dragon Quest.
Just mining.
Like, expansion packs for Dragon Quest VII, I don't know.
Because why not?
Yeah.
That's Squeenix. We talked a lot about. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about Squeenix. Actually, do you want to move that up? So
let's just play that.
Yeah. Hold on, I got to change the video now.
Just talking about all the different things they're coming out with, right? So we saw World of Final Fantasy, which is kind of a strange one where it looks kind of like an old school JRPG, a little bit more casual.
Like a lot more kiddie, for sure.
A lot more kiddie. Like, we did a demo of it, and it was weird. Like, there was like an attack button, but there was no item button. There was no spell button.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they didn't dumb it down that badly, because you picked up potions.
It was a Pokemon game. Like, it was literally like...
They had Pokemon.
They had
Pokeballs in
fucking
it.
Pokeballs.
They called them imprints. What were they called? Yeah, I think imprints or something like that.
Capture
Prisms.
balls.
I forget. Yeah, but they just whip balls and they capture them.
You threw a ball down, you capture that shit, you put it on your head,
and
then you stack them on your fucking head, and then you do another one. You stack that on top of the other one until you got this little like stack of Russian dolls, and you're all attacking.
And you have a
people.
big stack, and then if you get hurt, you fall off. Your stack falls down.
Stack falls down,
and they can target each of your individual ones. They all level. It got really confusing, and the thing that I understand all. So you had the normal look of that, the standard look, and then you got the chibi, tiny mini look, and you kept transferring in between, and I didn't understand.
And they call it
the
Moe button. Moe. But I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where it's like I still kind of want to try the World of Final Fantasy.
Well, dude, if you want to try that, I want to try the Dragon Quest Builders. I mean, it was interesting. It was like Minecraft, Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
With a story, because like I don't really get into Minecraft, but this looked like it had a game.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Your kids are gonna love the shit out of Dragon Quest Builders.
Pretty much. I'm gonna watch them play, and then I'll be like,
you just call them. It's called like Minecraft and Dragons, and they'll just love it.
It's just done.
So this other one,
and then we should find out Final Fantasy, because I have the video.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy 15 they had on the floor.
Oh, look at this, dude! It's all about this. This is all it is.
This is not a separate game, guys. This is Final Fantasy 15. They just had a sign that said Chocobo Racing, and it was us racing Chocobos. I literally walked away from the Chocobo Racing, and the minder walked up and he's like, we're only doing Chocobo Racing at this. It was the full game.
Wait, you couldn't walk away from it?
He wouldn't let me. I could walk away. I wanted to kind of like face the guy.
Yeah. But he's like, no. Go get back on the Chocobo, sir.
He did. He's just like, yeah. I was like, I don't want it. You don't want to get on the Chocobo. He's like, get my fucking Chocobo. You enjoy this terrible part of the game.
Look how much fun it looks.
So
sort of.
The Chocobo Racing was weird. It was strange. Like
and then we can like the other stuff was also sort of interesting. It looks like they took Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy 15. Is basically what we're talking about, right? And they made the battle system way different.
Super weird.
Like really weird.
Like it was very strange. Like where they were fighting the Titan's hand.
Yeah, it was just a hand. Like defeat the Titan's.
There's just a hand coming down, whooping up on people, and it was really bizarre. It looks to me, it feels like Final Fantasy. They're trying to make it about 12 different games in one.
Yeah, that's right, a racing game.
Game.
And this one was like it felt very Monster Hunter to me.
Yeah,
because it was all real time. You were like swinging a sword and dodging. What other games did you see in there?
Host Cafe.
Host Cafe.
I think that they gave them all host hair.
We need the picture.
We're going to give the picture of the host hair.
Oh yeah.
But from what there's driving in it. There's like this weird thing where they drive a classic car and they're like four cool dudes cruising the desert. And
remember, there's also the push the car because it was out of that gas game. It was in the demo and they just were pushing the car.
I saw a video of them pushing a car, and
I looked back 5 minutes later, they were still pushing the car.
Is there gonna be like I don't get it. Is there gonna be like push triangle to push the car? And you're like, oh, this is super fun. I'm glad I'm doing this. I'm super glad I'm enjoying this.
I mean, one thing I do like though, like with Final Fantasy 15, like 15? No, 25? What number are they on now? I don't remember. 15. So with 15, they made them older. So like before, there was always like the young sort of like teenager, angsty kid. Like these guys are like cool dudes.
Yeah.
Like early 20s, and they're like, again, they look like hosts.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So I think hopefully the story will be a little more interesting.
Yeah, they're chilling with the Hachiko statue in Shinjuku. They're just waiting for their bitches to show up. Just macking on chicks. On Final Fantasy XV.27.
final chapter intro.
Final Fantasy 15, the prologue ending.
Yes.
But anyway, so I mean, I think, yet again, it's like we talk mad trash, and then I still want to try it.
You go play it anyway.
You got to try it. It's Final Fantasy 15. There's only 15 of them.
There's too many. There's too many. And wait, wasn't there a 12? There was a new 12.
Yes, there was.
Right along the side. There was a 12 with Jan, or whatever the hell the guy's name was from PS2. That looked really good too.
It actually did.
Their lineup's
confusing. I feel confused. I'm aroused a little bit.
Slightly.
I want to play them. I want to make fun of them, and I still want to play them.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
It's a little weird. But that's Squeenix. We talked a lot about Squeenix.
Yeah, let's get off Squeenix.
But this next game. So this is a game that this is called Dead by Daylight, and it's a game that's in alpha right now, and it's all about sort of like asymmetric gaming. 4 survivors, 1 killer running around, and they're just trying to escape.
Yeah, it was terrifying. It was,
really
I mean,
scary.
like, you know, obviously if you watch this video, you're going to see that it was terrifying for reasons because that
this
goddamn
guy,
they got a guy to dress up like the killer in the game and then just go up and fuck with people while they're playing the game.
He like tap on their back saying, like that.
So the game is 4 dudes, four people, men and women, are stuck somewhere trying to get out before a killer knocks them out with a club, picks them up, and impales them on a hook while they bleed and twitch and scream.
Yes. And then they're twitching and screaming, and somebody has to save them. But if they don't save them, they get sacrificed, and they're all over, right? Yeah. And this game, like, it's so scary.
Yeah. So you guys can kind of see this from there's
that guy.
There's Captain Terrifying
He's
again,
huge.
just wandering around, really ready to make like a little cape out of your skin. So you know, we played some of the gameplay in that video. So you're running around. You're trying to, in the map that we watched, they're trying to restart enough generators
maps,
to
power the gate.
To power the gate.
They do all that. And and of course, when you're actually trying to repair it, if it makes sound, then all of a sudden the killer gets alerted. And then you have to go over there. And then, but the whole point is to do the power the generator so you can power the gate, open the gate, and then escape.
And the fifth person is the murderer, and that's played by a human as well. So you know, you get to go around, and you're going around just killing people. And it was so genuinely terrifying.
And like this is one of those weird things where like I was telling you, right? Like I only heard about this game from Twitch, so I was just like late at night, midnight. I was just like, oh, let me just load up Twitch, and I saw Dead by This is interesting. For the next 4 hours, I was watching this guy play. He was really good. It was fascinating.
I love, by the way, I'll tell you, you should go try Yakuza 5. You're like, I'm super busy. I'm super busy. I can't play Yakuza
Twitch.
5. What are you doing? I was watching other people play video games for 4 hours.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
I mean, it looked pretty cool.
I'm just saying. You like, we were like, oh yeah, that looks okay, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, no.
And then we were there for like 2 matches.
We did. We watched the whole time because there's a lot of really interesting drama there, right? Because if somebody's on a hook, your buddy's on a hook, you can go and pull them off the hook, but the murderer could hang around by the hook and club your dumbass, right? But you know, if he's hanging out there, then he can't catch your other buddy who's going to restart the generators. So there was a lot of. I mean, like this was one of the games where everybody in the audience was watching, and they were like,
oh.
Yeah, because the deaths are brutal and the escapes are really exciting because you can do things like the killer runs faster than you, but you can leap through a window and he can't, right?
Yes. So he's slower, rather.
Or he's slower. So there's a lot of very really daring escapes and it's all about those moments, right, when you feel like a hero or something just horrible happens.
Yeah, and the thing I really like about it too is like when there's this sort of like prestige element. There's about like experience points. So as you play the game, the more points you do during the match, you get 1 or 2 like points, and those points you can use to buy new abilities like sabotaging the hook. You know what I mean, or sabotaging traps. Like some of the hunters can do traps, and it also turns into like Call of Duty, but for this weird game, which like I still haven't had a chance to actually buy my own copy yet, but I'm gonna grab it.
And this is already out, right?
It's already out. Yeah, people are playing it right now.
If you want to go check out Dead by Daylight right now, you can just watch 4 hours of it like Yuzo did on Twitch. Why bother buying it yourself?
Yeah,
when other people can play it for you.
It's free. You just have to watch ads, unfortunately. So the last game,
Chasm.
So this game, I'm going to start the video. So Chasm is a kind of Metroidvania, right? So it's an 8-bit pixel game, which I'm getting really sick of that art style right now at this point. But this one felt pretty good. Like I think the art style was really good, and look at that face. That's a face of happiness. How far did you get?
I got kind of far. I mean, so I went through. I had gotten through all the. So you go through, and it's like Metroid in the sense that you're going through. You start getting skills like you can climb cliffs. You can
the ledges.
Get skills like you can do other stuff. You've got a very, very Castlevania-y whip. So
and new weapons and stuff like that. Yeah.
And you can do the kind of the tossing energy weapons. You collect energy. You can collect items. You can level up all your stuff. But it was the graphics were really slick. Both you and I enjoyed playing it. Had a lot of the kind of jumpy puzzles that you see in a lot of different platforms.
It got hard really fast. Like I don't know if that was at that particular level, but I remember like, oh, this is easy, and all of a sudden you had to go and you were like, spike death, spike death. So I'm hoping they can kind of peter that, actually measure out the difficulty. And also notice the controls were a little floaty.
That was my biggest problem with this. I don't know. I didn't check and see if Chasm is already out or not.
No, it's coming out next year.
Okay, so I'm hoping that they've got some time to fine tune the jumping, because the thing is when you are a platform game, your jumping better feel goddamn tight,
like really tight.
And what I found was I was jumping and I was missing some of my jumps, and I felt like I was hitting the button correctly, and the jumping was mushy. So I would say, somebody pointed out, they're like thumbs up or thumbs down. We haven't really been doing thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah, these are all like
on this one for me, Chasm. I would like to play it. Hopefully they have like a free demo. I can check if they fix their jumping shit. Because if they fix the jumping, it'd be a thumbs up for me. I'd definitely try it out.
I mean, I'm a sucker for any Metroidvania game, so I'll definitely try all of them for the most part. So,
we have a Metroidvania game to review later, so we'll talk about that in my top 3
good.
list
Yeah,
too.
let's do that.
I feel like that genre I haven't seen as many of lately. Like,
well, Ori was good, right? Ori and the Blind Forest.
That was
crazy amazing. Good. If you haven't tried it,
Ori and the Blind Forest. It's old, so we probably shouldn't talk about it. But really fucking play Ori and the Blind Forest. Oh my god. So Chasm, I would say that looked good.
Yeah, it looked good. I think we'll give it a try. We'll like thumbs up, thumbs down. Like I think the stuff we're gonna talk about is all thumbs up because we like except for one.
I'm not giving Cluster Truck a thumbs up. You can do that.
No, I mean that.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I'll wait. Dead by Daylight, I'm gonna try. Just Shapes and Beats. I want to try for sure. World of Final Fantasy.
We'll see.
We'll see.
The World of Final Fantasy. We got to play the demo a little bit, but I definitely want to try the full game. So.
Yep. Okay. So games we've been playing.
Yeah. So I mean that was a lot of what we saw at PAX. I would say that we didn't get in like the 2 and 3 hour long lines for a lot of the games at PAX because we knew we were going to get them, right? So when you see things like these big games coming out, we didn't necessarily line up to get them. We were just kind of telling you about the games that we saw that were kind of exciting.
We actually got to play.
That we actually got to play
because we didn't get to play Hob. Hob looked really cool.
Yeah,
like really cool.
It looks gorgeous, and the thing is we're just like, oh, this Hob game looks really interesting.
Yeah, the Torchlight guys, right?
Fucking line in circles around the block, but it looks crazy good. So it's one of those ones where it's like we probably should have thrown some video in for Hob, but anyway, check out Hob. That one looks kind of fun too.
That one looks good. A couple of the ones that I think we missed. What are the ones? Dishonored. They just showed the video for.
Dishonored looks interesting.
A lot of PSVR stuff we missed out on because we didn't sign up in the app fast enough.
Right. So that was that. But what we were thinking about next was talking about for the last couple months what games were on the last couple months. But what games were kind of on the top of our list, and we'd talked about this before in the prep. We weren't necessarily going to harp on the big budget AAA games because everybody knows that we both loved Uncharted 4, right?
I haven't played it yet.
You son of a bitch!
It's one of those on my
God
list.
damn it! Watching some dude Twitch, some dude painting a wall on Twitch. Can't play Uncharted 4.
They have the guy who does the little trees. Anyhow,
damn it! I'm gonna drink more.
But we'll talk about a couple of games that we liked. But I do want before we do that, let's talk about No Man's Sky because that was a game I did not like, and you have some opinions on that. We can also talk about that Astroneers.
Yeah, let's talk about No Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's
Nobody
Sky.
cares.
So No Man's Sky, why do you dislike No Man's Sky, even though you haven't played it yet?
There's a couple reasons.
Okay, good. Let's name them off.
So, I've gone out of favor with procedurally generated games.
Oh, hell yeah.
I do not give a shit about procedurally generated games anymore. I want a level designed by a human that feels like an actual intelligently designed, conquerable thing.
Intelligently designed, that's awesome.
This doesn't feel like people have just thrown garbage out there for me to explore for them. But I mean, there's no game in No Man's Sky. Like...
You're right.
I watched a bunch of gameplay videos and people were just like, No Man's Sky, I can explore the universe, all this stuff. And I was just like, they're like, well, I found some resources and there's a monster that looks like it's got an ear for a nose. That's cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like when I played it, it's about collecting shit for the most part, going to different planets. All the planets are just named like you just mash on the keyboard. That's essentially, I think, their naming scheme. And the thing that just bothers me the most about it is that it was trying to be too much.
Yeah.
Right, like you're going to explore the universe, you're going to do all this stuff, but no, it's just one thing after the other, and they didn't focus on the core gameplay.
Right.
Like what is so fun about finding something and putting in your inventory? Like very little.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, there has to be a game in the game, right? You know, and having this thing that you're so proud of, that we made 11 billion unique worlds. The worlds generate themselves. They all have different weather. They all have different animals. That's not a goddamn game.
No.
That is a TED Talk. Right? That's a fucking TED Talk.
It
You're
is.
Like, look what we did.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't
10X.
life beautiful? A butterfly flaps its wings in New York and it fucking rains over here. Like that is
like
not
masturbation into the corner.
It is. It is a tech masturbation, which there's a place for it, right?
There is.
In tech conferences.
Tech conferences, yes.
But don't ask me to pay $60 for that shit.
Well, that's the thing. It was so expensive, and it just, again, it was be too much. But I think the big thing is, like, too many expectations, and I really appreciate the salt that's out there right now. Everybody is so mad about that game.
As they should be. A lot of people paid for that because the hype was out of control, right?
Yeah.
To the point where we actually saw a game today that was a ripoff of No Man's Sky.
Astroneers. Right?
Astroneers, just as dumb and pointless as No Man's Sky. Like, literally the point where there's no tutorial. You're just, like, on a planet, and you just, like, wander off in some direction, and it's like, you're low on oxygen. I wander back and, like, charge up my shit. And then I finally turn to the guy that owned this. I'm like, hey, dude, what's going on? What the fuck? And he's like, well, there's some resources you should pick up. I'm like, why would I know that? What do I do with the resources? Like, he's like, well, then you can make an additional add-on for your ship that's on the planet. I'm like,
why would I want to do that?
Why would I? You fucking don't make me beg you to tell me why your game is interesting.
He already knew you were going to buy it. So he didn't want to waste any time.
Better know.
Well, no, because the guy right next to him, he was there, like, hand-holding him completely. Like, oh, no, make this thing over here, put it in your backpack, go dig over here, now you can go back to it. Like, he was basically being the tutorial bot that hovers around his thing. And it looked like he was having fun, but even then, right?
You got to have a game that doesn't need the creator standing by you to tell you why it's cool, right? Like, so, I mean, it's just, fuck No Man's Sky.
Fuck No Man's Sky. So that's our opinion. A bunch of people have been asking about, like, talk about No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
So that's it. So let's talk about good games. Why don't you start with your favorite game? You have a time limit of about 3.5 minutes.
No.
4 minutes?
No, there's no time limit. All right. Settle in, guys. Yakuza 5.
Just gonna hang out.
Take a little nap. So seriously, guys, Yakuza 5 came out. It finally got ported. It actually...
How long did it take?
I had to dust off my PS3.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember this. It's PS3 only. So
that's why I haven't played. My PS3 is broken.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I can't play it. Well, I could download it, but
maybe you watch somebody play it on Twitch.
That's it. Can you play it on Twitch for me?
I can do it. No, I can't because I already beat it. I can't play games I already beat.
You can't replay games. Okay.
So Yakuza 5. It is broken up across 5 characters, and for the first time, it wasn't just kind of 5 characters with different personalities. They literally have different lives, different careers. Like, Kazuma is now driving a taxi, and normally they'd be like, oh, they're driving a taxi. No. Now you're playing taxi minigames. Now you are out there following the traffic rules of Tokyo, otherwise you get -5 points. You're driving...
Points in what?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Taxi points.
You need points. But like so you're a taxi driver. You're out there like street racing. You're finding like young punks, and you're like racing.
In your taxi?
Them. Yeah. It's a different game.
It is a different game.
So there's one game where you're driving the taxi correctly. There's another one where you're street racing people. Then there's another game where you're stuck in the woods because you. Oh wait, sorry. First you're in prison.
Okay, that's good.
You have an entire world in a game in the prison. You escape the prison.
I don't want to play a prison game. Okay.
You are now stuck in the wilderness where you're learning how to set traps and fight bears. There's another game where you're a pro baseball player who's disgraced now.
Do you ever go back to whatever that city is? To
Kamurocho.
Kamurocho, yeah.
Yes, you do.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
you
do.
Good.
Thank you for asking that,
Yuzo.
I'm going to talk for another 15 minutes about this goddamn game.
No.
There's the baseball playing mini games. There is all the normal things going to host clubs.
Yep.
There is
host clubs.
You have to learn how to cook ramen. You go to work at a ramen shop for a while. You're like cooking. It's like the time management games, right? Where you're doing the noodles and you're doing the. There's 100,000 games inside this game.
So it's really just a mini game collection. Is basically what you're saying.
It's kind of a mini game
with
collection
a story
plus a fighter. Like it is.
Oh, they still have the brawling.
All the brawling.
Okay.
Oh, and the brawling they take you to a whole new level because all 5 people have different fighting styles. You can level up all their different fighting styles.
So do you play them all at the same time? Do you switch back?
It all switches back and forth. But all the stories kind of interweave into one huge narrative about the takeover of the Yakuza clans.
How many people do you think work on this game? It sounds ridiculous.
I can't even imagine how many goddamn people work on this game because it's like you had to build all of these different engines and every level of detail, every texture. So I mean, if you don't care about Yakuza, I'm not selling it to you.
I like Yakuza 3. I really did.
Yakuza 3.
I'm just saying.
Get on the bandwagon.
You're talking about 5, right? Not 4?
Talking about 5.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But I highly recommend it. It's one of those things where it's like if you like Japan at all, if you like weird games, if you played Tokyo Jungle and you thought that was fun,
I haven't tried that one. Is it good? It's really good.
It was so fun.
Is it the one with the animals?
Where you play with little animals? You're in post-apocalyptic empty Tokyo, and you're a Pomeranian. You're trying to survive fighting pigs in the streets of Tokyo.
I have a question. If it was like jungle, like Tehran, would you play it?
Yes.
You still would play.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not going to be Jungle Tehran. Because Tehran's not making these whack-ass games.
I'm just saying, like, is it the setting?
That definitely helps.
Okay,
that
definitely helps. Yeah,
but I
would imagine.
You know, tell me another game where you've just got like animals fighting each other in a post-apocalyptic world. Oh, also you have to mate other animals, mate with them, and make new babies that take on your characteristics as you breed generation after generation of animals in Tokyo.
What's the goal?
To live as long as possible before you die. That's it. It's kind of like life.
I like this from Yakuza to Tokyo Jungle to everything
Tokyo
else.
Jungle is life. You live as long as you can. Fuck dog bitches. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. That's what they are. That is exactly what they are.
So I'm not being sexist.
Yeah. No.
So,
but Yakuza, you definitely liked it, and I just read somebody mentioned that Yakuza 5 is free on PS Plus.
Yes, right. If you have PS Plus right now, go grab that. Ooh, actually, grab it like right now because PS Plus. No, because it was last month.
Oh.
So PS Plus
so it might not be...
like so grab it right now. Otherwise, go buy it with real money. Don't be cheap. Come on. So anyway, just before I won't talk about this anymore because I know if you don't care, it's boring. But Yakuza 0 is coming to the West in January, and it's Yakuza Origins. It is set in the 80s.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
And it's going to be this weird nostalgia. Like I was reading some of the blurbs about it. It's like stuff that we don't even really know about. Like they said that they're like you recall the times of phone clubs and all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't know what phone club is.
I don't know what phone
but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out. I bet it was like the origin of the hostess clubs or something. Like there's probably so anyway. Yakuza 0 is coming out. If you guys don't know about it, I'm gonna get it in January.
We'll talk about it in 2 years. How awesome it was.
All right.
Yes. Okay, Yakuza. Good.
Yakuza 5 is one of my favorite games of this year. Oh, one last thing. So I beat Yakuza 5. It said I had 124 hours of gameplay. It said 26% complete.
Wow, that's impressive. So you're just not going to bother.
I mean, there's only so much you can do because at that point you're literally going back, beating every video game. Playing every batting cage.
That.
It's completionist stuff. I'm not.
Yeah, you want to just sample each of the events.
Because it's not like I didn't sample all. You know what I mean? Like that was me like doing a lot of playing. So
120 hours is a long
124 hours.
So speaking about 120 hours, I don't think I've played that much time in this game, but we had to talk about it because this is really a game I've been playing a lot of. But it's Pokemon Go. Yeah. So you guys know all about Pokemon Go, but this game has like captured my kids' like attention so thoroughly. Like I didn't really play a lot of Pokemon when I was growing up because it came out when I was in college.
Right.
I think. But like it was. I
don't know if you remember this. We tried on the show. There was like once or twice that people kept talking hype about Pokemon, and we both kind of like got Pokemon on DS and other stuff, and we're just like because it was very repetitive. There was like action battles, but that's the thing. Like we didn't get into it, but like just seeing it claw into both of my like 4 and 6-year-old kids. Yeah.
Like in their minds, they know all of the 151 by silhouette. At this point, they know all the evolutions, they know all this stuff. So now it's all about me going to different parks in Seattle because they're nests to capture rare Pokemon.
That's so interesting.
And
your kids are just tagging along. Oh, hold up your battery pack.
Oh yeah. So I got this.
Yuzo tethers his children.
Yeah, I have 3 USB ports on this thing. This is a 22,000 milliamp hour battery that powers all 3 of the phones, mine and my 2 children.
So he plugs his children into a battery.
And they follow me along with my old phones, basically my old iPhone.
And they're all just playing Pokemon together in a park.
Yes, it's awesome.
I wish I had video
of that. The shrieks of them like, Daddy, like look, Vulpix. And like it's just priceless to me. So in this game,
what level are they, do you know?
They're like 16, 17.
Nice.
And I'm 20-ish or rather. But yeah, no, so like I'm actually really curious what your thoughts were on Pokemon. Did you just like not get into it, or
dude? Do you remember us talking about Ingress back in the day?
Ingress was awesome.
It's not a fucking game.
Oh, but you're linking them together. And
it's a random number generator. Like it was just like I tried Pokemon Go, and like here's the thing. If I could see the other people around me playing, if there was like item trading or Pokemon trading, if there's just
which is coming.
If there was like actually hunting of Pokemon, if there's some sort of like it shows you which direction they're in,
which is coming. I'm just saying, like I think in about a couple of months when they add the where the Pokemon are, and Pokemon trading. They're adding both
that
of those.
all sounds interesting to me.
And now you can hunt for them, and you can catch them.
Then
all.
I would give a shit.
Okay, but that's what you need.
That's what I need. I want to have a game
accepted.
to play,
right. Yep.
as opposed to just wandering randomly across the earth and just waiting. Like, here's the thing: is I went out and I did it in DC, and DC is not as crazy as Seattle is for having parks full of thousands of people. But I went out to a park, and I caught Pokemon, and then another one didn't walk by for a while. Yeah. And I'm just standing there with my phone.
No, you need.
And I was wandering around.
You need to walk.
and then 5 minutes later, another one came, and I grabbed that too. And I was just like, this would happen if I was standing still. This would happen if I was wandering around. Like, I don't.
You just didn't get it, yeah. Because for me, it's just like in between building walks. Yeah. I'll go and I'll say, "Ooh, cool!" Like a Magikarp, and I'll grab one, and just randomly here and there, and just like this, it's a weird sort of shot. Like I can kind of get the Pokemon craze now when you're capturing them all. Like I look at my empty Pokedex. And I see like this one, like a Vulpix, which I caught last weekend. I'm just like, it's here, right? And the hunt is on.
The hunt's on.
Like you've played Far Cry Primal. It's like that feeling. It's the exact same feeling where I'm like, this is here.
Yeah.
I have not seen this ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to find it.
Well, if I could ride a saber-toothed tiger in fucking Pokemon Go, then maybe I would play. But I don't know.
But that's the rush, and I think when they add a couple more game-like elements, when then you can actually say, because right now they're beta testing in San Francisco a thing where for the Pokemon that are nearby, they'll show you what stop they're near. So then you just go to that stop, and then you wander around a little bit, and it's there. So now it's a hunt.
Yeah. I also felt like the battles to take over the gyms.
Oh, those are terrible.
They're terrible.
They're terrible. Yeah.
Like I tried taking over a couple of gyms. I'm like, this isn't fun. So you don't even do that.
No,
you don't even
it's not fun. It's just completely pointless. Like I do it for gold, like occasionally, but it's just like it's not fun. So it's all about, for me, it's about collecting and spending time with the kids. That's really what it boils down to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
That's not for me.
Yeah.
But when you describe what you're doing with your kids, like that sounds like a friggin' blast. Like you guys are all out doing something together. You get out of the house.
Yeah.
Like, and they're all excited about, and you're putting your little worms in their brain about loving gaming and
which is really not hard to do, honestly. But yeah, so the Pokemon, like, again, I'm sure some of you guys play it, but I'm like really still into it. Super excited about Gen 2. Somebody mentioning on the comments the buddy system, where you can like basically just like the cartoons, which I've been watching. Well, forced to watch because the kids have seen all of them. But you can have a Pokemon walk by you.
Oh.
And then that gets you candy so you can evolve it. Because otherwise you have to find the rare ones, and that's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So there's all these new things that are coming. They're really developing. It's making gobs of money still.
Lots of money.
So I'm excited. I'm a Poke convert.
I'm super curious by the time they add these features in if the world will care. Because I watched this huge spike in my Facebook feed where it's like everybody's like all about it, all these people that aren't even normally gamers, like these other people out playing stuff, and like, it was on Conan O'Brien, all these other guys, like they're all talking about this stuff, and then a month later the world has forgotten.
Yep.
But I know that there's this undercurrent of people still playing it, but they got to add these features before people get bored and go off and go back to Candy Crush or whatever.
Yes, I don't know what they play these days. So yeah, that's Pokemon Go. Super thumbs up. Give it a try if you haven't yet, which I'm sure you have. What is that?
Head launcher.
So what is this game again?
So this is super cool. Right? So this is by what's the
Double Fine.
Double Fine. Yeah. So Double Fine released this game called Head Launcher.
Yeah.
And it is a Metroidvania game, like we mentioned before.
That's
where
cool. I'm already sold.
So you're in the future. All the humans are dead, and you have survived, and you're just a big, you're a floating head that they've severed from your body, and you can fly around as this head, and then what you can do is you can suck the heads off other people's bodies and then attach yourself to them and then walk around as those people. And then what happens is that you're in this kind of like, not post-apocalyptic, but futuristic society where it's very controlling, very fascist, dystopian society in the future. And there's a level where it goes from like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple in terms of power and authority. So if you're red and there's an orange door, you can't go through it.
Oh, that's right. You're talking about.
There's this whole element of you go and you grab a red body and you sneak around, you get some stuff, and you shoot a yellow or an orange dude, pop their head off their body, take their body. Now you can get to other orange places.
So once you have a V body, can you get in everywhere? Or you can only get through V doors.
You can get through all the doors. So it works
so you
for
want
those
a level.
doors
This is your level.
That's your level.
I see.
And what happens is, there's a lot of very clever mechanics where they'll make you leave your body to get somewhere else. You'll have to go. You'll open a door, but then you have to fly through a hole to get somewhere else. So you've lost your purple body, and now you have to start over.
Oh,
so you're kind of going around, and
Interesting.
then you get the map, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can take over like cleaning bots, and then like now you're driving little cleaning bots around with your head. So there's a lot of really very fun stuff with the head.
Yeah.
And since it's Double Fine, there's a lot of like
humor.
good humor with it. But it was one of those ones where I really couldn't put it down.
How long did it take about, you think?
God, I wish I knew. It's kind of in that
Did it
new
feel
vein.
long or kind of medium?
It's in those new vein of games that are like a good 8-hour completion.
Yeah,
like
gotcha.
because back in the day, there was a lot of the kind of open world, like the GTA style, like 40 to 60 hours to beat.
I don't think they make those games as much anymore.
Mafia 3 will probably be like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, like a lot of games now, you'll get like the bite-sized 3-hour games, or you'll get like the medium-sized 8-hour games, and that's what this one was. This was more like the 8-hour game, and I loved it. I couldn't stop playing it, and I highly recommend it. It was I think I got it on Steam. I'm trying to remember where I got it, but it's affordable. They keep having sales on it, and it's really fun.
Headlander.
Headlander. Head launcher?
Head launcher?
I think it was Headlander. That's what
it was. Headlander, I think.
It was Headlander. I wrote down Head Launcher. So Headlander. So definitely check that out. And like I kind of said in the beginning of this, I was trying to focus on games here that we thought were super fun that you guys might not have played, as opposed to the AAA ones. Like Head Launcher, a lot of you probably haven't even heard about yet, but go get it. It's super cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so speaking of like sort of games that people may not have tried, a game that has been really sort of taking over my brain a fair bit just on the off hours is Factorio. So I don't know if I've told you that much about it, but Factorio is this weird automation game. So it's all about automating things over and over again. So the whole idea is you need to research enough parts to build a rocket ship to leave the planet. And you start out with nothing, like literally like a couple of things of lumber and nothing else. So once you have like that, you're able to mine. Yeah. Right? So yeah, sorry. Just trying to check out a couple of things real quick.
So you're going around mining stuff and...
so you're going around mining, and then you're going around getting coal, you're getting iron and all that other stuff. And as much as you do that, it's kind of a pain in the ass. You're like cling, cling, cling and all that. And then you get drillers. You're like, oh, let me build a driller. Okay, cool. Now it's mining for me, and it's putting it in a box. That's great. And then you do that with coal. You do that with all of these different kinds of things. You're like, oh, cool. I got this whole manufacturing system to build me all these things, and now I can start building other stuff. But my drillers are running out of coal. Can I get coal over there? Oh, the coal's over here. So I build a bunch of conveyor belts to automatically feed the coal with the guys that pick it off and feed that. Yeah. And then just grows from there. You're basically building all these conveyor belt systems and automated turning things with.
So is this
crazy?
A super complex version of Cookie Clicker?
No, I would say no,
because it sounds like it is.
Well, no, because it's more about like, have you ever played like Transport Tycoon or any of like Railroad Tycoon type games? It's like that where you're trying to
kind of like fine tuning.
Yes.
All these things where it's just like, it's almost like teaching people how to build an assembly line in a factory floor.
That's exactly what it is. You don't even understand. Like at some point you're building these research items.
Your engineer brain.
Oh, it is, because you're building at some point you're building these research, like green research and red research requires all these other parts, which require all these other parts. So you have this like from raw materials, all of these more advanced ones that keep feeding on each other. So now you have this like triple, quadruple layer of components feeding into each other, and then you're looking like, that's not fast enough. This is like too slow.
So you can't.
Let me move it over.
You can't lose, right? It's just more that.
No. There's aliens nearby, or native aliens that are by. So not only do you have to build and do all this stuff, you have to protect yourself. You got to build turrets and research guns and all this other stuff.
That's actually cool,
dude. Like, so I would highly, if you ever get a chance, go check out the Factorio tutorials on YouTube and just like watch like first 2 or 3. Yeah. And they just look at you. You're like, if it tickles that thing in the back of the brain, just like if you're an engineer, if you're like super, just about automation.
I've never heard of this game.
It just tickles the brain so much.
And you said that this is still under development, right? It's
been alpha for like years, so it's pretty much a game at this point. They're really just doing some fine tuning, and they do weekly releases. Like, this guy is a machine. Yeah. So definitely give it a while. And then, and hopefully it'll go on sale at some point.
I honestly, this sounds interesting to me. I'll definitely
at least watch the video.
I'll definitely watch the video. I'll go watch some dudes playing on Twitch. Whatever.
Yeah. It's currently in early access, just like some folks have been mentioning. So.
And then, so the next game I wanted to mention,
played,
Inside. Yeah. This is super interesting. I started playing Inside, and I texted you about it. I'm like, hey, you gotta check out Inside. It kind of feels like Limbo. Like I was like,
yeah,
it feels like somebody kind of like copied Limbo, or it's like Limbo-esque, whatever. I go and look it up, and I was just like, it's by the guys that make Limbo. Like it's supposed to be. People are hypothesizing on the internet that it's maybe in the same universe.
It feels very similar. Like it's very dystopian again. Kinda.
Right. It feels very similar to that. So what it is you start from the left. You're like a young boy. The world has been enslaved, and you're kind of exploring. And it's super dark in that way that Limbo was, where your deaths are always like surprising and horrifying. Everything is just beautiful and stark shadows and mysteries where everything is just side-scrolling, but you're kind of interacting with things that are in front or behind you. So you'll see
really simple mechanics, right?
Like, it's super simple, but then like deceptively simple, because then you get into very complex environments where you'll make a noise and somebody will come from the background, or dogs will run from the background and start chasing you, and you have to get over obstacles and do other stuff.
A lot of timing. I noticed there's a lot of timing things, a lot of backtracking that you have to do, and some of the puzzles were hard. Like I just couldn't, like that red box and the freaking brain thing. I was just like, it's not working. And then finally I was looking like, oh, there's a ledge over here. If I just get over here, then everything works. So the puzzles get really deceptively difficult.
They do, and it's those kind of puzzles that I really enjoy, that when you get them, you're like, you got it. Like, you're just you have respect for the creator in that moment, but you also feel proud of yourself for figuring it out. And it gets darker and darker and darker.
Like, it's super dark game.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but like, the world has been enslaved, and you start to find out how that happened, and you start to be able to control people to solve puzzles, right? So these people are kind of mindless drones, so you can control them in the foreground, the background, and with you, and making them walk around and do other
like
stuff.
puzzle tricks, like getting on levers and things like that. So like the thing I like most about it is just like the ambiance, right? Like Limbo did a really good job on this, but this one is like one up that, because Limbo was like just black and white, a couple of shades. They had a lot more color, a lot more 3D elements. It's a nice looking game.
It's fantastic,
like really nice.
So I grabbed it. I grabbed it on PS4. I don't remember which other platforms it's out on right now.
It's on PC as well.
It's on PC.
I played it on PC.
But it is fantastic. I highly recommend you go out and check out some videos about it. We didn't have any on here, but it's incredible.
Really good, and it's pretty short, right? It's not. It's one again was a snackable. Is it like 4 hours?
It was. I beat it in 3 or 4 hours. I was surprised, but it was one of those things where it's like they had their mechanics down. Everything was very tight and well done. And once you kind of understood how everything worked, they're like, all right, now we're gonna take it. We're gonna end it. And I was very satisfied. A little confused by the ending. I'll say that right now, but I'm not gonna talk about it.
No spoilers.
Yeah, it was so funny because like, I started typing on Google. I'm like, what does the end of Inside mean? Like it was like auto completing. Like everyone in the world is like, what what was the end of this game? Nice. But it was super.
Did
cool.
you find out what they? Don't tell me.
There's theories.
Nobody.
Okay.
Fan theories.
The creators won't talk about it. They won't admit.
That's smart.
They're like these like coffee drinking Danes. They're like up in Denmark. Just like up in the dark and cold, just making games out of hate and anger. Like, and you can see it. You can see it. They're like, I haven't seen the sun in 6 months.
I don't think they're like little kids, man. Like seriously, like the death, the gruesomeness of the death scenes is like really impressive. So anyway,
big thumbs up on Inside.
It's a good game.
Awesome game, just came out.
Yep. So for the last sort of like schedule thing, we're going to talk about some of our most anticipated games. So we have a couple of ones that we're sort of looking forward to, just so that it's on your radar as well. And the first one I think is on both of our lists is South Park. Fractured in the Hole.
The fractured butthole.
Fractured butthole?
The fractured butthole.
Oh, that makes a lot.
The fractured comma butthole.
That makes a lot more sense now.
So we talked about South Park Stick of Truth 2 years ago when we did our last episode.
So in November 11th,
November
2014, almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
And I forget you liked it, right?
I did. No, I hadn't played it yet.
You hadn't
but
played it
I had played it since then when it went on sale on Steam, and
loved it.
It's really good.
It's super fun. Like
I was shocked at how good it was.
They play with all of the. They play with a lot of gamer tropes. Like you can see that they get the gamer mentality.
Oh, absolutely.
And this one, the biggest complaint that people had about the first one is people said that their RPG mechanics were weak.
They were a little.
Which I honestly didn't mind, but it's true. Yeah. Definitely true. It was weak. But this one, they said that they've spent a lot of their focus on kind of fart spells and like of course it's going to be South Park, right? So they're going to do it ridiculously.
And the writing is good so far. Like I've seen a couple of the intros and like it's really good.
Well, can we talk about the last episode? The last season of South Park was on point. Like this last season, oh my god, the whole thing was like about gentrification and Yelp and Whole Foods. And I mean, like it kind of eviscerated our current generation and the way that we live our lives in a way that I really respected. So I mean, their writing is just getting better all the time.
Absolutely.
And so Fractured Butthole is coming out.
But dude, like you haven't mentioned the thing. So like I think I mentioned it to you because
I didn't get to see it.
So at PAX, they had the Fractured Hole on demo, and they had this thing called a Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
And it was basically this sort of weird device you put around your nose while you're playing the game, and it's either hooked up directly to the console, and then it triggers smells.
Yeah.
While you're playing the game.
I'm assuming this was
awesome.
a gag. For PAX, they're not selling this device.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't want to smell what Trey and Matt want me to smell while they're playing this game.
I'm sure they only have one smell. Yeah. I'm just saying, right? It is one smell.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm super excited.
But what a funny idea, right? Making fun of Oculus Rift. They're just like, we're just going to fart in your nose.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So you said you actually saw this on the floor, right? They were strapping the Oculus Rift on people's faces.
You can tell because like something would happen in the game because it was basically 4 people sitting down watching the game being played by somebody else. Okay. And they were just sitting on thing, and he had this, and then they would glow.
They would do like a fart attack.
Well, the fart attack, and then the whole thing would glow, and then their face would go like this. It was awesome. It was so awesome.
That's so cool.
Yes.
So that's coming out. I think we looked up. It was November. I think it was like November 6th or 8th
or something like that. So this year for sure. Super excited about that.
Coming out very, very soon.
So another game I'm pretty excited about is Civilization 6.
Yeah. That's this year, right?
That is this year. I think November as well. Okay. So Civilization 6, it looks like they really revamped a lot of things. Some of the things around the stacking, which I didn't like too much with the last one. I think they've been sort of mucking with that. I don't have a lot of detail. It's Civilization, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're going to play it no matter what.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it just looks really good.
Okay.
So I'm super excited. Don't really have much to say about it.
How long has it been since the last one? I feel like it's been a while.
I think a couple years, maybe. Yeah, it sounds like because they've released at least 2 or 3 expansions since then.
Okay.
So that seems like what they do. Like release it, expansion, release, expansion. So
cool.
Super excited.
I don't have much to say about Civilization.
I
I don't really play those games.
You never played any of them? Like
no.
Even 2? Long
no.
time ago? God,
it's just not my thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I like playing puppies running around in empty Tokyo. Clearly that's my thing.
That is your thing.
So the next one up is vaporware that they are promising, swearing to us is coming out this year.
Is it really your anticipated still? Like you're really excited to play it, or you're just excited to finally come out?
At this point, it's like Duke Nukem. I have to play it.
I know, but Duke Nukem wasn't that good when it came out.
It wasn't that good.
It was really
The Last Guardian. Let's actually talk about what we're talking about. So The Last Guardian, as you guys know, it's been being advertised by the creators of fucking... oh, come on.
I don't remember. Well, it's the same guy that did Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
So Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, these guys have been talking about this game. They showed gameplay of it like 5 years ago with like the weird flying, what was the thing from Atreyu?
It was kind of like a griffin, a little bit like the
weird,
sort of
like
the
dog griffin thing.
with a kid. And there's like lots of helping and things like that. Right. Yeah.
So Falcor. It's like Falcor. I was going to remember it.
Yeah, Atreyu was the boy.
I'm going to remember it.
The boy.
So it's like Falcor. You got your little Falcor, and he's running around, and it's like this big dark world. It looks very, very much like Ico, honestly. And everybody's just psyched on it because it's this studio, right?
Yeah.
They haven't showed us anything about what the gameplay is like. Nobody knows anything about it. Yeah. They talked about it. They showed gameplay, and then they stopped.
Yep, for a long time.
For like a year, and then they mentioned it, and then they stopped for like 2 years, and then they mentioned again at E3, and then out of nowhere, they're like, by the way, it's coming out in like October
well, that's
25th.
What the Wikipedia says, so we'll have to see if
I've seen ads, maybe not ads, but I've seen like things mentioning it. So they're promising us that The Last Guardian's coming out, and you and I were talking about this before, like we don't know if we're even excited anymore.
I'm not anymore. I'm just like, if it comes out, I'm going to wait. Yeah.
When it comes out, I'm going to type The Last Guardian gameplay into YouTube, and I'll be like, what is this goddamn game?
Yes.
Because I don't know.
Hopefully it'll be, reminiscent of those where you're like helping people and just like it puzzly, hopefully.
We don't know.
I mean, it's been in development for so long, they have to have a lot of content at the very least.
Yes, I mean, we're putting it in our most anticipated list because it's one of those things where it's just like, you have to try it now. Like, it's been under development for so long, but we'll see.
We'll see.
So by the time you guys watch this, it's like 6 weeks away. So it'll be out in like 6 weeks, and we can all talk about it in the comments.
Yeah, and say, oh no, this episode will be up very soon.
That's true. We'll be like, it's the new, it's No Man's Sky with Falcor. I don't know.
Yeah, I also don't believe it'll be this year. I'm guessing it'll be delayed again.
We haven't had one of our bets for a while.
Oh, I know. What was our last bet?
The last one was you wearing that awesome shirt.
Oh.
Tobin was right.
Yeah,
you still have that shirt?
No, I destroyed it, I think. It melted of its own accord. So last one is another one that you're super excited about, Mafia
3. So I haven't. I'm trying to remember the last. Well, I guess the last big open world game that I played that I enjoyed was
GTA.
It wasn't.
No, you like the Saints Row one, right?
Yeah, Saints Row Gata to Hell. I played that.
That game.
I did kind of enjoy that, but anyway, so it's an open world game.
Yep.
It's Mafia 3. I think it's in the 70s. So I've been kind of itching for a game to like really get my teeth into for a while. A lot of these games I've been chewing through them, right? Like Headlauncher, I chewed through.
Yeah, but they're short, right?
They're short,
except for Yakuza.
Exactly. So I figure this can kind of hold me over till Yakuza.
Okay. And you really like 2 a lot. I remember, like, if you actually go back into our back end, I distinctly remember you being so excited about playing 2, and I was just like, I tried like an hour or 2.
And you being doubtful.
Well, no, it's just I tried it. It's just like it didn't grab me. Like the story didn't really do. None of the mechanics were good. It's just like I'd rather play GTA or some other game.
Yeah. I probably would.
GTA,
I would too.
Yeah. But like, I think it just like I feel like it landed at a time where there was nothing else.
Yeah, that's the
thing.
You
liked it.
There's definitely, if you go through our history, there's definitely games where I'm a little bit too effusive about games because I just didn't have anything else to play. So it's like if you said, "Here's GTA 6 and here's Mafia 3," I would play GTA.
Okay, yeah.
But Mafia 3, like if you go out and take a look, some of the footage looks really fun. I enjoy mafia movies. I've always been a big fan. I love The Sopranos.
Yep.
I love Goodfellas. I love all that stuff. So it's like, being a mafia don. And there's something about that kind of just classic story where you're going to start with like some kid on the corner with no shoes, stealing apples on the corner.
The king of the kingdom.
By the end, you're just like rolling out two big barrel guns out, wearing a fur, and there's like women falling from the sky. And
I guess with
like,
70s, it'd be like disco. They'll be like, I can see the theme being
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that's coming out. I think that's October as well.
Okay.
So that's kind of our anticipated list.
Yeah,
and then obviously some of the games that we talked about at PAX are coming out this year. Like the Final Fantasy games are coming out this year. Some of the other ones. But I feel like a lot of big games are 2017 at this point without a fixed date on them.
I mean, the big ones that I've been like, I'm super excited about. Like, I really want to play Persona 5. And that's next year, this year. Next year
What's the platform on that?
I think PlayStation. I have to double check on that. But yeah, Persona 5 will be cool. But there's not actually that many I'm like super excited about.
Yeah.
This year, so it's one of those weird things where I think it feels like even last year also had the same sort of feeling. I don't know if they're just making as many games or making as many interesting games. It's just like really I've been snacking on indie games.
Yeah.
As much as I can.
Yeah. I mean, I've had more fun in the last year by the like surprising little games than I've had with the big games. Like we actually didn't even end up talking about the beginner's guide.
That was on the Stanley Parable one.
Like the Stanley Parable guide did beginner's guide, and it's just one of those games where you're like, oh, I wonder what this is about, and by the end you're like, what? Because I mean, it was like a story within a story, and then like if you look on the internet, there's all this weird debate about like, did he actually steal the games? Like he did such a good job of writing a game about other people's games that now there's conspiracy theories that it wasn't his game. Don't be an idiot. Those are his games. He wrote the Stanley Parable. It's obviously his goddamn games.
It's very meta. Yeah.
But it's just like, it's super meta, and like those are the kind of things where it's like, you and I walked around PAX today, and we'd be like, twin stick shooter, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this other 8-bit thing, I get it.
Yep.
And you're like, we'd sit down and play, we're like, okay, fine, that's okay. But it's just like, the ones where it's like, head launcher, or these other things where it's just like, these days I can almost tell within 5 minutes if I'm going to complete a game or if I'm just going to walk away.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
tickle a new part.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that I've noticed is just like it's so easy to make games, right? Like with Unity and all these other things.
That's right.
And you can get all of your assets directly from people who are just making it. You can put together a game so quickly. There's just so much derivative, twin stick shooters, brawlers, 8-bit art, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
That like nothing like 50% of the games were like meh.
Well, you and I were talking about this too. A lot of people are now getting video game, like there's like UC Santa Clara, Santa Cruz. UC Santa Cruz, a couple other colleges have video game specialty degrees. So what you're seeing at a lot of these game conferences is somebody just had like their senior project being like, I thought of this clever idea for a game, and that kind of shows up as a game idea. And you're right, it's getting easier and easier. But the ones that shine, like the diamonds in the rough, those are the ones where it's still just as rare as it ever was.
That's true, and
like,
I feel
hard
like
to make a good game.
There might be some more. Like I do feel like the ones that surprise me from the indie perspective, there are more of them.
Yeah,
right. Because there's just a lot of these $10, $15 games, 3, 4, 8-hour games. So I'm still super excited. But that's where I'm finding more of my excitement. It's these new surprises, not these 6-month anticipated waits. Of like, please game. Right.
You know what I find interesting too is that when you and I were talking over this weekend about what games we've been playing, we've been all talking about console and PC games. You and I have not gotten addicted to mobile games for a long time. Like nothing has come out that really kind of blew me away with like.
Except for Pokemon Go, but
Pokemon Go. That's okay. That's an exception.
Yes.
But in general, like I haven't been playing my Vita as much. I haven't been
playing
that
kind of portable.
My phone as much. I haven't been playing my 3DS as much.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I can't think of the last game I played on my 3DS. Like I think it was like Kirby. That was the last game I played.
I still think the last game that blew me away on the 3DS was Link Between Worlds.
That was a long
time ago now.
Yeah.
But it's just like, the new ones that come out, it's just like, they'll get your teeth and it's usually like a Nintendo original. It's not going to be like the other, third-party games.
I don't think third-party games make as much stuff for the portables anymore. But anyhow, that's the industry. That's our most anticipated.
It's our view of the state of the world.
Yeah. So we definitely want to leave a little bit of time for folks to give their own questions on the live stream, and then we'll just kind of take a few and then go through it. So I know there's a bit of a delay. So as you go along, we'll sort of monitor and try to figure out what's going on. Some of the questions that I remember hearing are like, what was it? Like, do you play like console games anymore versus PC? Like, and
you play a lot more PC. I have been finding myself playing a lot of PS4. Like that's become my console of choice. My other console's been kind of collecting dust. Obviously, I played the shit out of my.
Right?
I didn't get Xbox One. I still haven't found the kind of the one that sells me on. There's been one or two exclusives that look pretty sexy, and like Recore, I believe, is an Xbox One, but I think it's PC too.
It'll be probably Windows 10 in that, for sure. So a couple games a couple questions are coming up. One's thoughts on Phantom Pain from Vents86. Did you play it?
I played the demo.
I didn't play it.
I played the demo. I didn't enjoy it.
You didn't like it? Yeah, we've been kind of down on Metal Gear Solid for a while now, right?
We have. Yeah. I was thinking back on this a while ago because like you and I tried a bunch of Metal Gear games, and I feel like we didn't come away raving about any of them.
No.
Like I genuinely
killed me.
And honestly, just the gameplay. Like I enjoyed the very controlled sneakiness of like Metal Gear Solid 2, where you're like,
that was a long time
but I'm just saying, back in the day, it was kind of like
tight,
drag people down a hallway. It was like a very constrained game, and now it's just kind of an open world sneaking thing. And I don't play that as much. Yeah. I don't care that much about Phantom Pain.
Yeah, and I never got into like the whole like mythology or any of that stuff, which I think you really want to get into to really enjoy a lot of it. But I've heard good things about the game. Like it's kind of like open world. Like you played some of those. You played Mad Max. You played some of those around the came around the same time.
Mad Max
was that good?
Was super good.
Wow, that was a long time ago. Yeah, like what?
That was I think that was like world? End of last. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God. I didn't mention that because it was old. But if you guys didn't try the new Mad Max game, it is phenomenal. Yeah. Like it is such a cool open world. Like you're like. Your cars just blasting through the desert, like wrecking people. It was good. So Mad Max is good.
Give that a try.
Tobin doesn't have a powerful PC.
You actually have a nice graphics card, right?
I do have a nice graphics card. My PC is good, but 9800.
Not 9800, hopefully.
Whatever it is. 980. It's
980. Okay, double check in. Okay.
My PC's fine. I just haven't. I like sitting on my couch playing the.
Yeah.
Will you get an Xbox One for Crackdown 3? If it's Xbox One exclusive, I probably will.
But Crackdown 2 was so bad.
I know. I have so much nostalgia for Crackdown. I don't
for
know why.
one.
I do. It's one. I don't know. Crackdown 3. I'll watch videos. Watch videos. I'm hoping that it comes to PC as well because I don't really want to buy the Xbox One for one game. But
hopefully it'll like. It seems like Microsoft's going for like the dual Windows 10 and Xbox for most of that stuff. So,
but I'm
hoping for Windows.
I have a lot of Crackdown nostalgia. And
we do. Like, look at our first episodes when we were talking about it. We were all over that game, like in episode 28 or something crazy like that. Witcher did you play Witcher 3?
No.
Dude, Witcher 3 was great.
I've got so many friends
try that
are just raving about Witcher 3. Like, I don't know what it is that I haven't gotten excited about. Like, I don't know if it's just like all the weird item collecting and all that stuff, but
it's just a solid RPG.
That's what everybody says. Everybody says it's badass.
Yeah, if you haven't tried it, you should that's one on the list.
Gwynny, one of our original NooBToobers, has been telling me like every time an expansion comes out, he's like, I just put another 10,000 hours into Witcher 3. Like,
yeah,
people
that's a little much.
Love it. So, but you played that? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I played like probably 12 hours into it.
Okay.
So not too much, but I did a lot.
Yeah.
Life update. Life.
You got 3 kids.
I have 3 kids now. I think last time I only had 2.
Did you have one on the way maybe last time?
Maybe. Maybe I might have had Yuji on the way. So yeah, I have a 6, 4, and 1. Very busy. New job, working on lots of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
What about you?
Life update for me. I got married again.
Nice.
So
congratulations,
I'm married. Things are going well. I work at Amazon. I'm loving it.
Yep. I'm at Google. So.
And you're at Google. Playing a lot of games, traveling the world.
Not playing very many games.
You're raising your children.
I'm raising my children, but I'm playing
good dad.
Yeah, I'm playing games with my children. That's the thing too. So I've got them all into the Mario on the Wii. They love Lego Star Wars, like all the Lego series games right now.
That's awesome.
And Pokemon Go. So I'm definitely working them up. So if you guys have tips, especially for that age range, let me know if there's specific games that work well.
I'm very proud of my whiskey collection. I've been raising it. I've got a lot of 12-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 21-year-olds. My pack of children.
That you consume slowly. That's good.
Let's
see. There's a lot of stuff. Let's see. Yeah, there's some stuff up here. Will you get the Xbox Scorpio and the PS4 Neo?
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I want 4K gaming because like I don't have a 4K TV yet, and I'm planning on getting it actually pretty soon. So I do want that, but honestly, at this point on my PC, I'm playing at 1440, 60 to 100
Games
hertz.
look good now.
They're really good, and they almost come out on all of them. So I only play the exclusives on console, and I play all my gaming on PC now.
Yeah.
So maybe
I don't know. I'm not psyched. I don't care about those consoles. Like the games that are out, like they look good on the platform that I've already got. I certainly, actually, when's the upgraded Xbox coming out?
I think maybe next year. Yeah. I don't know if
it comes out around Crackdown 3, maybe that'd be my excuse to get them at the same time. But I
wouldn't get Xbox One now for sure. Not with the Scorpio.
Yeah, why bother?
So any other questions going on?
That's about it.
About it? All right.
If we see one more, but
how long do you think we should dating some girls in VR? I would say they might be married at this point.
People have done some weird shit, man. People have married real dolls and a bunch of other stuff. But Dark Souls 3. Did you play Dark Souls 3?
I did. It was really good, but really hard.
Well, of course.
But like
as opposed to the cakewalk that was Dark Souls 1.
But like I feel like 1 and 2 were easier. Like I just kept playing and dying, and I'm like, okay, I played the same level and it's 2 hours later, and like I have pretty limited time, so like I'm not playing anymore.
Okay.
Just because like I just don't want to play the same level over and over again.
Yeah.
Some of the bosses just get too ridiculous. So Dark Souls it's still fun and beautiful, but I think I've aged out. Seriously,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, I don't have the time to put in to get good at it like I did with 1 and 2.
Gotcha.
To actually try.
You didn't beat Dark Souls 1.
No, well, I know I beat 1. I didn't.
Did you really?
I got really far or beat 1 halfway in 2 in like 4 hours and 3. Seriously, I'm aging out. Like every kid, it just makes it that much harder.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. So it's been a pretty long episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully hopefully it didn't hit the Twitch limit. We'll have to find out.
Oh my God, is there a Twitch limit? We'll see.
2 or 3 hours. Yeah. We'll have to figure it out.
Well, and thank you guys for watching. This has actually been really fun. We did a little prep for the show. Where people kind of hopped onto Twitch and chatted with us a little bit. Mm-hmm. We've really enjoyed the kind of liveness of this, and it was fun to see that we post on Facebook and all you guys come out of the woodwork and chat with us.
I think a few got up to 100 at some point.
Twice today on the gaming floor, guys. We quit this show four-ish years ago, and people saw us on the floor at PAX, and they were yelling NooBTooB and coming over and saying hello.
Yeah, 3 different times so far, which is really impressive.
Yeah. So I just want to say we appreciate you guys coming out and listening on Twitch and saying hello when you see us. And we're always happy if you ever see us. If you see us walking around, come over and say hello. We're always happy to see fans. So
absolutely,
this has been a trip.
Yeah, it's been a while, and we'll see how we can we do this again at some point. We'll figure it out. It wasn't too hard this time, and I think Twitch makes it a lot easier because it's not video editing.
I know we could even do remote episodes from across the country. Who knows?
So we'll investigate. We'll see. I think because Twitch makes it super easy. So cool. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Well, that's our show for the year.
That's our show for the year. We'll see you again sometime.
All right. We're out!
All right. I'm ending the stream right now.